radio station in the world. Is right here, right now.
You're listening to the People Station. Keeping you on Blast Radio.com.
All right, what's going down, everybody? Woo, I am back. Hey, look, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your man, Mr. Magnificent, and welcome to the I'm So Houston show with my special guest, Bass Heavy in the building, man.
What's happening? Man,
you know what? For those of you that were just tuned in to the Truth Hurts show, he was here now, and I appreciate it. By the way, I appreciate it by you coming in. I know you have a busy schedule, and man, it's an honor having so much a person that has accomplished so much, man. And you've worked with so many artists. So, but I have, like I said, I have a list. My wife was like, "Look, this time stick to the list." I wrote the damn question. Stick to the list. Don't. But I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off script just for a minute.
Okay.
Shouts out to Miss Niecy. Shouts out to the whole KYOB family, man, and CC, Raw Court Records, Lady Bane. I can't. Miss Coco, that's on our show. I can't remember her daughter's name, but shouts out to who? Shemaya. Okay. We still got DJ Master C in the house. He may not talk on the microphone, but he's still in here, y'all. Shemaya, what's going on? All right. So, tell us. Okay, first of all, where are you from?
Originally from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Although all my music career started in New Orleans because I went down there for college and just never left.
Okay. So how was it growing up in Shreveport?
It was country. For me, it was always a musical time for me. My mom was a gospel singer, so I grew up around a lot of musicians, around a lot of music, and I started really early.
You played the piano for the church?
I actually played bass for the church.
Okay.
When I was younger, I just was there all the time watching her sing.
Okay.
And the music for me, it started around the church, but not necessarily in it. My music actually started off the radio.
Okay.
I used to go, I'm about to show everybody my age, I used to go into service merchandise.
Yeah.
and they had a keyboard aisle.
Okay, right. I remember.
So I used to
I don't remember it.
I used to run off in that keyboard aisle every time we went in there and get on the keyboard and play by ear whatever was going on the radio.
Okay.
So then they'd have to call me on the intercom to come to the front of the store because couldn't nobody find me because I was always running to the keyboards. But, so once I got, they saw me, as always, getting on keyboards and playing stuff by ear. It's like, well, this boy must be talented. Let's get him some education.
Okay.
So I started doing piano lessons and going to performing arts school when I was 10 in sixth grade. And I stayed in performing arts school all the way through high school.
Man, that's excellent.
Yeah, so I went to performing
Was
arts
it a lot of stress?
I didn't recognize it as stress because I really wanted to know that stuff.
Okay.
So I had piano first, so I had a piano class.
Right.
Like every day.
So it just fell in place for y'all.
Yeah, English, math, piano.
Oh, man. End of the day, you get to do something that you actually like.
Right.
When you're leaving.
Right. So I was already practicing on my own. I just didn't know what I was practicing. So it gave me direction. It told me what to practice. I just stuck with it all those years, man.
So you can actually read and write music then.
Oh, yeah.
Because every producer that's out there can't read and write music. And that's the craziest thing.
No shade to those that don't,
right.
But that was my pathway.
Right.
But I worked with a lot of producers over the years, filling that void for them.
Right, okay.
But a lot of producers I work with come from DJ,
Correct.
They come from a DJ background, so they, as have an understanding for what moves people.
Right.
And what vibe, how to get the vibe and how to get people to buy into the music. So when you connect the musician with the DJ, you get some great things. That's where the greatest hits come from.
Right, okay.
So my role has always been that musical. I add my knowledge,
right,
to that vibe, and we, always come up with great things.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. So now tell me this. See, back in, how long you been in Houston?
I got here after Katrina.
Okay.
Katrina washed me into Houston in 2005, and I done been here ever since.
So Mars was still here, right, Master C? Mars Music was still here? When did Mars Music leave?
That was like 2000.
You sure?
2000.
I thought they was here at least at 203. You sure?
Yeah, about 203.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's what I was trying to make sure. All right. Well, we had at first we had H&H Music, which was high as hell, by the way, everybody. For those of you who still high, I ain't gonna say that though. But that's where I rented my instruments from. I rented my instruments from there. But they had Mars Music before they had Federated before they had all of them. And Federated had keyboards in there too. Like I said, I used to go on Woodworth and get on their stuff and mess up all their stuff. But see, Woodworth, they ain't played it downtown. The little older white woman just come in and put her hands in front of me and just look at you and just stare the hell out of you to death. You'd be like, I guess I gotta leave, huh? Why she started watching me? Like she wouldn't say nothing. She would just sit there and just look at us. And so we ended up going. But when Mars Music was like the Thunderdome of any of these other doggone Mars Music, man, was like what 20, 30,000 square feet. And brother, when I tell you, they had two fully integrated studios in there, and they encouraged people to come in there and record. Man, I used to take artists in there and record them in there. They wanted you to come in there because when people saw, it sold. It sold. Yeah. That was a sale. And so we would take our ADATs in there, we take our floppy disks or whatever we had, take them out. And they would let you burn whatever you did in there, man. You just take your CD and burn it and everything and stuff. And like, hey man, I got a set. Can you guys come right back? Like, dude, this Mars, man, hold up. You can't have no studio time going on now.
Like a co-op.
Right. But that's how it worked. And a lot of the DJs did a lot of things too. People would do their mixtapes. We go in a big old bundle of CDs and burn them up inside it. That's how it was. They're not like that anymore. They actually moved. But man, when I tell you, you could say, I don't care what it was. Hey man, you guys got the Equasonic? Yes, we got it. You want to play it? We don't have one on the floor. It's boxed up. I'll go get it for you. And they would go get it, unbox it, and the next time you come back, it's there because that's what you asked for. And anything that the customer asked for, they made sure that anybody else that was thinking the same thing came in and just went straight to it. Nice. But again, like I said, and then so for me, like I said, I was in band. I did music and same thing. Okay. But I didn't.
What instrument?
Saxophone. Okay. Let me see. Saxophone, clarinet. I can play flute, a little bit. Oboe. Yeah, pretty much a lot of them. Okay. And the tuba. I can play the tuba. Okay. Well, I'm pretty good. Trombone, I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was. The trombone, man, it just kind of.
Yeah, because it ain't got no valves.
Thank you. You just like, oh my goodness. Yeah,
I couldn't never figure that one out either.
I couldn't get into it, brother. And then, like I said, I tried to open my horizon. So then I started, writing, and then I got to high school, and women came. You like. How y'all doing? But but like I said, I had my recording studio all the way from 1993 all the way to 2002, and I was pre-production, which I still was doing big projects, and then I just found out it was worth more money just selling tracks than it was recording. Broke people in the hood. I'm gonna say it like that. Man, tell me, have you heard this before ever in your life? Man, if you just record me, man, I'm gonna blow you up.
Yeah, cats try to sell you on that exposure ticket. Yeah. I'm going to give you exposure. I'm going to bring people to you, whatever.
Right, but I'm like, I'm already established. So how can you help me? But it was all right. So, so you've been doing this, man. You've been doing this for age 10, and like I said, now, did you have a lot of family support?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would be nothing without my support of my mom. My mother. Like I said, I didn't know what a performing arts school was. Right. So she recognized early where to place me.
And that's excellent.
Set me up for success. And I did performing arts middle school, performing arts high school. In 8th grade, I started playing jazz. Okay. Sent me off to a jazz band camp. Like once again, I didn't even know what that was, but that summer changed my life because that was the summer I learned how to play bass.
Wow.
And I came back a bass player. That's when I started playing in church. And you talking about this woman. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
Getting up and driving me all over the city because I ended up getting a reputation for being a really good bass player. That's why that's my name.
Okay.
So I ended up getting hired by all of these churches for their musicals.
Now tell me this about the churches.
Recordings.
Did the churches ever say, well, we can't pay you this, baby?
See, that was the thing. With my mom already being in the gospel business, she got paid for her gigs, so she would never allow that to happen.
Right, that's good,
so it already, me being her son, they already knew they had to step correct to me. Plus, I'm a musician.
Right.
And at that particular time, I had the luxury of coming into the game when the gospel music industry just started blowing up.
Oh, wow.
You know,
That's
they putting
excellent.
out gold and platinum records.
Right.
And I used to play with this group, the Bright Star Male Chorus, which made it on the Billboard back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So they went on the Arsenio Hall show. I didn't make that trip. But, you know, so it was a lot of money being made off that stuff as well. So that was my real introduction to the music business.
Okay.
Way before I even knew, you know, where everything was going to go.
Now, man, so tell me this. Now, playing the bass guitar and playing the bass, what is it, the bass violin?
Upright bass? Yeah.
Yes. Is it the same concept?
Oh, no, completely different. I mean, it's the same notes, and the upright bass is fretless. I didn't come into it from upright. I came into it from electric.
Right.
And it's a trip right now because my stepson, he's playing upright bass and orchestra, so I'm helping him play bass. Okay. But I'm like, I didn't come in it from upright. I came in it from electric, you know.
Right.
It's a different concept. It's a lot more work playing that upright bass, but the electric bass is more guitar bass.
You know what? Every time, and I swear to you, it was like it was a sign somebody wanted me to play bass because every time I said, you know, I'm going on I want to play electric guitar. I was going to go buy one, but every time I saw the bass, it was always cheaper than electric guitars. And I'm like, man, here's a $179 bass. And it's just sitting right here. And he's like, and so many, and I was like, man, I don't know. To me, and you don't realize it till you're older, but when you're younger, you're like, the bass player, he ain't got no, you know, but the bass actually sets the rhythm. If you know, he sets
foundation,
right. And I'm like, and you don't look at it like that when you're young. You like, you want to play. I want to play guitar. I want to play drums. Right. I want, you know, but the bass, man. I tried it a few times, and I was like, you know, I had to work on it.
You know, I came into music from a jazz background.
Right.
So the jazz bass is very important because it holds the form of this whole song. Everybody else is flying off doing different things.
Right.
But the bass holds the whole form. So, you know, I always liked the idea of being the thing to hold it together.
Right.
So that's what attracted me to it.
And see, I don't know. Like I said, man, as a kid, I was jumping back and forth. And now when you look back, you're like, okay. I don't know now. I think right now, I'm gonna go cello. I think that's as a grown adult, I'm gonna go cello. I'm like, you know what? I said I have to go ahead because I did the keyboard, I did everything. I mean, I didn't had the Phantoms, I didn't had the Triton. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just. And they say you lose it, but sometimes you know it comes back. But I think in my era, when I was doing music, I think I just got burned. Do you ever feel burned?
Oh, all the time.
Because everybody want to sound like everybody, so it seemed like you're doing the same music over and or hearing the same person rap over and over, and I can't. This is Houston, and I was the coming down era. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Coming down, man, hold up.
On
man,
every
hold up,
single
down.
damn song.
Raise the roof.
Oh my goodness. I was like, man, everybody was coming down. I'm like, look, this can't be Houston. You know, we done went from, you know, we had the Biden boys, you know, we had street military, you know, we coming from, you know, the ghetto boys, and now everything is coming down. I'm like, stop coming down. I'm really pleased. I've had Flip. I
worked with Flip.
Mo. Well, I actually went to school with Mo. Zero. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. A lot of stuff. I mean,
did a lot of music with Mr. McVeigh.
Right. Yeah. We've did. And yeah, I'm gonna get to that too. We've did a. You know, like I said, Houston. And so, tell me this. What do you think about this? I mean, at that era, was it Universal was giving away $1 million deals, and a lot of people who got them wasted them. And I can understand where it comes from, the point where you come from nothing, so the first thing you get, you go and, you know, and just go crazy with it. But when you say you get $1 million deal and then you go buy drugs with it to resell, I feel like you've already made it with $1 million contract deal. But again, I mean, so for a lot of people that don't know. You know, percentages and all that stuff with the record labels used to take and everything, right? So can you give us just a little bit of what, let's just say if they sold 100,000 copies, how much revenue would they see behind that?
Well, I can tell you from the producer standpoint,
okay,
which you could double that for the artist.
Okay.
As a producer, your rate is 3 points
right.
per song, per album, which a point is worth 3 cents.
Okay.
So you're talking about 9 cents per song per album.
Okay.
So for every 100,000 copies sold for one song, you're making $9,000.
Right.
So if you go gold,
right,
you're making $60,000, and if you go platinum, you're making $120,000, and that's per song.
Right.
You know, so you're looking at, if you're doing the whole album, and the cutoff is 10 songs.
Right.
No matter how many songs you got on the album, you're only going to get paid for 10. So, I mean, if you do
you come out with so who's that came out with? Who did 30 songs? Who's that did? Well, several people.
Like Chris Brown.
Yeah, they did 30 songs on it. They did a 30 song album, and he only got paid for 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he's not the only one. Jay-Z, he did it too. Jay-Z, I think he did it too.
Yeah, and that's for the mechanical. Now, you still
right.
get all your publishing.
Right.
Publishing is going to go forever.
Right.
Know, but for the mechanical, it cuts off at 10.
Right. So tell me this. Do you think now that a lot of artists have pretty much eliminated the record labels and going free agent?
The entire industry changed. I mean,
right.
The record label and even that math that I just put together, that was relevant when we were selling CDs.
Correct.
You know, now everything is streaming, so you're not selling anything. You're leasing your song out for a few minutes.
Correct.
You know, so the only thing that matters now is your publishing for the most part.
Right.
You still can get a royalty. I mean, if people choose to download your song.
Right.
You know, but usually that's rare. You know, how many times have you gone the extra step when you was listening to Spotify or Apple Music and click download?
Right.
You know, you don't love it that much. You just listening to it.
It's just right, because you got it in your playlist.
But you do get a little bit extra if they add it to your playlist.
Okay.
And you get even more if they download it.
Okay.
You know, but now everything is about your publishing and about getting somewhere where you can get streamed as frequently as possible.
Correct.
So, you know, they got the Uber playlisting where you can try to get it out to these playlist curators and try to get it on as many different playlists as you can. 'Cause a lot of people don't like to choose what to listen to. They tired of typing. They don't have time. You hop in your car, you want to listen to some music. You're not going to be like, what I feel like listening to today, and then, you know, you're going to type out Tupac.
Right.
You know, you're just going to type in hip-hop.
Right, and that's true.
R&B.
That's true.
You know, so if you get your song on one of these playlists, then you're going to get heard by somebody that don't even know you.
Correct.
You know, so that's the new game.
Okay.
That's the new industry.
And see, like I said, a lot of people don't know. Because, be honest with you, I still had somebody saying, hey, man, you know, I'm going to bring you guys an autographed CD. But you know what, though? At the same time, though, I'm one of those people that actually, I mean, you know, so what do you think about when we went away? They went away with the posters. They went away with, you know, like you said, the CDs and everything. But a lot of cars still have CD players in them that come still standard.
Facts,
still come standard.
You know, but I think most people are either pulling out their aux wire, or they're Bluetoothing.
Correct.
You know, it's very, very seldom.
Right.
I mean, to be honest with you, I work with kids. You know, on the flip side, like you were saying, as far as the burnout.
Yeah.
I made a decision to do other things other than just produce to make sure I could be selective about who I work with.
Correct. Okay.
You know, so, I mean, your burnout comes when you have to work with everybody that asks to work with you because you need the money, right?
That's correct, right.
And so then that's when people dictate what kind of music you make.
Right.
But, you know, if you secure other forms of income, then you can choose what music you make, and you can make sure you define your sound and you can stay true to your art.
Right.
So I made that decision 9 years ago.
So you've turned artists down before?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Okay.
I do it all the time.
If they got some sorry, bro, I can't do that project.
I mean, well, the one thing that I'm able to do by doing that is set my price point.
There you go.
You know, so my price point is at a place where if you're not serious, you're not going to call me anyway.
Correct.
You know, so that weeds out a lot of, you know, nonsense. You know, but then also, I can pick and choose. You know, I don't need it. Right. It's great. Right. You know, I get it. It's lovely. You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning down no worthwhile work. But, I mean, if something I feel like it's going to be a waste of my time and my talent, I can easily be like, nah. I got a thing to do in a place that day.
I bet you said that a lot lately. You know? But you know what? I feel it. I mean, for the first time, my wife was like, she's like, you don't have nobody in there? And I was like, Nah, I didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah, well, you got to protect your energy, man.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
if I've been through that, you know, years ago, I've been through that cycle of taking everything that come to me because, like I say, this is my job, so I gotta do it, and it'll drain you dry. You won't, you know, you won't even want to make music no more.
Yes, I went through the black spot. I call it the black spot because, man, it was a wild. I wasn't even making tracks anymore. I was just like, okay, I'm only doing vocals this week. Yeah, all we doing is vocals. I'm doing mixing down. That's it.
People are scared. You know, they're afraid to be original and creative. Right. So they want you to just recreate the last thing that was hot.
Thank you. There you go.
That's a drag. You know, nobody wants to do that. You know.
So, producing, having full control. Have you ever told anybody that came in with a full project and they was like, "Well, I want to do like that"? You say, "No, that's not gonna sound right. Do it this way." And they're like, "No, but this is my vision."
Yeah, I'm very hands-on with my productions. At this point, you know, 43, been producing for 20 years now, over 20 years. I don't really run into a lot of people questioning my judgment so much. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of people come to me for direction. Okay. But I definitely don't hold any punches, you know, as far as being honest. Right. And letting people know. I try to be constructive and tell them exactly what it is they need you know, to fix it and make it work. You know?
That's excellent. Right.
Yeah, but I'm very. I take whatever I put my name on very, very personally.
That's how it was too. I mean, sometimes you was like, you know what, and they bug you, like, man, I'm just gonna take this money and just be done with them. But then they come back, and they keep coming back.
Yeah. Plus that thing gets out.
Right,
you know, right. Hear it, and now that's you now. That's you.
Right.
That's a reflection of you. That's what you're
doing
now.
You're stuck doing trash. Yeah. And I was, you know what? I was like, you know what? Because everybody came to me was like broke, and I was like, dude. So I ended up going down $25 an hour just for studio time, you know, just to record stuff. And then and it got to the point where everybody was coming down, and then we were getting killed by King's Flea Market. They had a place in King's Flea Market to where you can go in and just make a mixtape, a whole tape for $20. If it took you 2 hours, you could go in there and you could just make a flow tape. So I was like, okay. So then Bootleg Man used to come by, and or I would just go up, you know, get instrumentals. I said, you know what, I'm finna go ahead and do. It's all right, $35. $35, come do a flow tape. If it take you 2 hours, well, do your flow tape and get out. And it became overwhelming. I couldn't stop it. They were, hey man, you got such and such instrumental. I'm like, okay, you know, we not supposed to be just, you know, doing. I said, you can't sell this stuff, man.
All you're doing is hitting record and
play. And that was it. And I just sat there. Hey man, I'm gonna do a backtrack. Man, you doing a freestyle? You ain't no backtrack with that. Hey man, you gonna punch me? No. That's studio time. We're not doing that. But now I want to get to again, like I said, so. Producing and managing, right? That's what you're doing now, or your counterpart?
Yeah, well, CC, you know, she's handling the lion's share of the management. I'm so busy.
Right.
I try to help as much as I can, but I mean, she's the one that's, you know, putting all of her energy into that.
Right.
You know, she, you know, doing it all. You know, I'm mostly making sure the music is on point, and of course, whatever I know, putting it out there. Be helpful, you know,
right. Yeah, and so is it hard now? I mean, but again, when you have help, man, it makes a big difference. And when you guys are on the same page, do you ever have artistic differences?
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, but that's the best part because it's not supposed to be perfect.
Nah,
you're supposed to
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, if you're being honest, everybody gonna have their own opinion about what's gonna work and what's not gonna work.
Right.
And me, I mean, when it comes to music, you know, I'll throw anything out there, you know, that I feel like feels good, sounds good.
Right. Okay.
And, you know, I say CC's definitely 100% into the business side. So I mean, she's going to be making decisions about what music should go forth based off the opportunities that's there.
That's excellent.
You know, whereas myself and Lady Bang, which is the first time we mentioned Lady Bang today, it was just about artists.
Don't worry,
right
I was gonna play her song. I'm gonna play her song.
Yeah, you know, we're more artists, so I mean, we hippies in a sense. You know, we in the studio, we making music. You know, wherever the spirit moves us, we gonna be like, hey, let's do this song right now. Let's put some tambourines and some guitars and. You know, CC will be the one. What we gonna do with that? You know, like, we don't need that right now. So
okay, well,
you know, it's always a balance. It's always a balance of bringing everything in. Of course, you need open creativity to create something that's never happened before.
Right.
You know, at the same time, you got to have some direction.
Right. Okay.
You know, so that's where the team works.
Down here, CC. Okay. All right. So, man, what was your first experience as a producer, and who was it? Do you remember the artist?
Yeah, my first, professionally,
yes,
for some actual money,
yes,
would be Mac with No Limit.
Okay.
The Camouflage Assassin.
Okay.
He actually gave me my first big break.
Okay.
I came into working with him as a bass player. Like I said, my bass playing career is what opened the door for me because I was playing with a lot of bands in New Orleans.
Okay.
And he attended one of my shows in one of the bands I was playing with, and asked me to play on some of his stuff just as a bass player because that's all he thought I did at the time.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, man, I'll come play some bass. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm doing those gigs, sweating my ass off for 6 hours and coming home with $75.
Woo!
You know, because I just love to play, and I'm a broke college student. You know, I was like 20 years old at the time.
Right.
And he called me to come play on one song and asked me how much I wanted. And I was like, I'm about to get paid. This is No Limit. Give me $200. And he wrote me a check for $1,000.
There you go.
And I was like, oh, I think I could do more of this. So he called me back to play on something else, and this time I snuck over to the keyboard and revealed I was a piano player too.
Okay.
And he's like, damn, bass, you play keys too? I'm like, yeah, man, I play lots of instruments.
Okay.
So then he cut me a check for $2,000.
Oh, man.
You know,
you're making money now.
And then, you know, I guess he realized at this point, you know, this guy's an asset. You know, we can get him to play on a lot of things. So, you know, maybe a couple of weeks after that, I got a call for him, and he asked me, what you doing today? And I was like, nothing. He's like, well, I'm about to come pick you up. We're going to P House.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, oh, and what he didn't know is from the last time I saw him to that day, all I was doing was sitting down making a beat reel.
Okay.
You know, I had gotten my first equipment with that money that he gave me.
Oh, so yeah.
I didn't just waste it. You know, I bought a drum machine.
Right.
And I had a cassette deck that I could record all my beats on.
Right.
And I made some beats. I made about 40 beats. And, yeah, I hopped in this car for that ride from New Orleans to Baton Rouge and popped that tape in with them beats.
Right.
And that's how I got my first production opportunity.
Oh, man.
He picked 2 beats off that tape. And 2 weeks later, I was in L.A. recording.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, bro, man. That's, wow, okay. All right, so, name somebody else. Because you've worked with a lot of A-lists. What was it like working with Mos Def, right? Mos Def?
Yeah, okay. So Mos, this was about 2014.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, after Hurricane Katrina, Mos Def moved to New Orleans. He was trying to convince a lot of other prominent hip-hop artists to move to New Orleans, or at least to buy property in New Orleans, because property was selling really cheap, and he thought it'd be a good opportunity to create, a black, like Harlem experience.
Okay.
In New Orleans. And so he was following his vision with that, and he moved to New Orleans for a few years, like maybe about 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And in that time, he made a lot of connections with a lot of New Orleans folks, and not the least of which Mr. Manny Fresh. Mm-hmm. And him and Manny got together and decided to do a project together called OMFGOD, BKNOLA, Brooklyn meets New Orleans. So a lot of that project was recorded at my studio, Mission Control, here in Houston. And the Houston connection comes in. Manny's been living back and forth between Houston and New Orleans for a lot of years. And I was out here. And at that time, that's when Mos was making the transition to moving out of New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And he was looking for a house here in Houston because he liked the idea that Texas didn't have state taxes.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
there's no state tax in Texas. So there's a lot of very wealthy people that live in Texas for that very reason. Like Timberland, he lives in Dallas.
Right.
So we recorded about 5 songs over at my studio at Mission Control in Katy. And, got to say, hands down, without question, the most talented MC I ever recorded.
Man, I mean, that would be just so funny, just walking in there and see Mos Def just sitting up there, thinking, you're like, man, wait a minute, hold up. Or just walking in there and seeing Manny, because like I said, because Manny's a big producer too, right? Did a lot of stuff with No Limit. I mean, so you were just a part of the No Limit family unofficially, right?
Well, he was Cash Money.
Oh, that's right.
He was Cash Money, and that's where our story, happens, because I met him literally 1 week after I met Master P.
Oh, wow.
Through the same guy that was introducing me to Mac, introduced me to Manny.
Okay.
And Mac used to be Manny's artist. It's a small circle when you talk about New Orleans.
Wow.
So the guy introduced me to Manny, like DJ WAP. That's who introduced me to him. He used to manage Manny as well. And he was like, yeah, Fresh, this the bass player I was telling you about. And he was like, yeah, bro, I'm going to call you on some stuff. This was in 1999.
Okay.
In the 99-2000.
Okay.
So I met Fresh in 99, and right after that meeting was when the Cash Money No Limit beef started.
Right.
And I ended up on the No Limit side of that. So I ended up working with No Limit for years, and me and Fresh, we didn't have no beef with each other personally.
Right.
We just didn't see each other because we was working on opposite fields. I didn't link back up with Fresh again until 2005 when I moved to Houston. And it was Bayou Classic, and Pimp C had just got out of jail. And they was working on a UGK album at Studio 7303. And I got called over there to play a bass line by KLC from the Beats by the Pound.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everybody was at the studio that night, and I pull in the parking lot, and the first person I see is Fresh. Hadn't seen him since 99. As soon as I got out the truck, he looked at me, he said, "What's up, bass?"
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
I said, "Man, chilling." He said, "I see you got your bass." And from that day on, we've been vibing ever since. Man, we've been making music ever since.
Now, I got a question, actually, before we go ahead and get into Lady Bang's song. I got a question, actually. What's his name? Ricky Smiley did a skit, and he was talking about a bass player that Master P was no longer. They wasn't talking about you, was they?
No, that was before I started.
Okay.
That's before I started working with that. You know who that was? That was Stan the Guitar Man.
Stan the Guitar Man, okay.
That played on a lot of the NWA stuff back in the day. He was Dre's bass player.
Okay.
Yeah, for that early stuff, No Limit stole Stan the Guitar Man for a little while. I came in right behind Stan.
Okay, that was so funny, though. I was like, man, and I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, that ain't bass, is it? I'm sitting
How you do that there?
That's right. All right, so guys, for those of you just tuning in, man, welcome to the I'm So Houston Show with your host, Mr. Magnificent, along with my guest, Bass Heavy. Yes, I have an accent, guys. I don't know why it's like, but you don't have. I do have an accent. But all right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into one of your songs by one of your artists on your label, which is Lady Bang, who's a big favorite here, man. She's wonderful. She's sweet. She's very talented. Very, very talented. Hopefully, matter of fact, we're going to talk about that. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and we'll get into this first song, and it's called Riding Dirty. And the only reason why, man, this is my song. And I'm going to tell y'all why after we come right back, man. This is I'm So Houston Show. We'll be right back.
playing more music than the others.
You damn right, Sonny.
This is...
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Cupid, and you're listening to the People Station, KYOB, keeping you on Blast Radio.
All right, guys, we are back to the I'm So Houston show with your host, Mr. Magnificent, along with Bass Heavy in the building.
Yo, yo.
Man, and we were just talking off air, man, about that song, and I was like, man, I said Superfly all the way. I was like, but I'm not lying. When I saw you said you was working on something with Zero, I thought Zero was gonna be on that song. I said, watch. I said, I bet you Zero, because the way that it came out was y'all posted something up about Zero that you was working on his album, and then all of a sudden that came out. I said, oh, they holding out on me over there. Okay, they got another track with Zero on it, but Zero's not on it. But I already know something is coming because somebody's gonna hear that and say, man, I need to get on that. Somebody's definitely gonna say, I need to get on that. I think it should have been longer because I was like, man, I said, give me some more of that, man. Dang.
It's definitely time at the end for something else to happen.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, man, give me some. And I was like, I put it on them 18s. Ooh. That bass sound, the bass is tight. It's really, a lot of times, a lot of people don't know how to use bass. And it's either not enough or it's too much to where it sounds muddy. I mean, it's tight, and I was like, ooh, and that, but now a lot of songs you don't get bass lines no more. If you haven't noticed, they didn't cut the bass lines out of a lot of songs.
I'm gonna try to bring it back.
Man, brother, I'm talking about. I'm like, and man, she's got so much success. Congratulations, by the way, because she's doing her thing out there now. She's all over the place and stuff. I said, remember this, Cassandra, Lady Bane, Jeep Wagoner. Remember, since you're giving out gifts, a Jeep Wagoner, I don't even want no Mercedes-Benz or nothing expensive like that, man. Give me something small. You know, something small. I can run over some cats and dogs. I'm joking. I'm lying. But, and like I said, I'm going to get you out of it because we didn't have you here the whole time. We didn't have you here for another show and this show. So, is there anything differently in your career that you would like to change?
Nah, I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
I've been very fortunate,
Okay.
I've been very fortunate to do a lot of things with a lot of great people, learn a lot. And like I said, the experiences that I got from the stuff that I've done has set me up to be able to work,
right?
Till I die. Because, another thing that I do right now is I instruct at Houston Community College.
Okay.
I teach audio engineering and I teach music production.
That's good for all my YouTubers that want to go over there. How you gonna follow a video from somebody who's not an engineer that they found it off another YouTube video? And it's just, the saga never ends, bro.
Hey, I had an experience with that. I taught a private class this weekend, which I also have a private school called a School of Knock.
Oh, man, wow.
Where I give instructions, one-on-one, and putting together a summer camp.
Okay.
This summer, a School of Knock summer camp for middle and high school kids. But I had
the same thing we were talking about trying to do. Go ahead.
I had a private School of Knock student this weekend who had been trying to learn from YouTube. But the thing about YouTube, guys, is that those folks don't have to have any qualifications to record a video.
That's correct.
So 9 out of 10 of those folks don't know what the hell they're talking about.
You are so correct.
So
tell them. Tell them.
The guy came in thinking that he knew a little something based off those videos, and he was showing me what he was doing, and I was like, "Oh, cringe." Yeah. That's not how that works.
Right.
But yeah, I'm very experienced from what I've done based off of being in the studio working on real records with real artists.
Right.
So that's my experience is what got me into the college, teaching this stuff. And I mean, I didn't even graduate from college, and I'm teaching in college based off my experience,
Right.
So.
Don't trust me. I was supposed to come up there. I couldn't do it because I'm not. They didn't have the benefits I wanted. Say it like that. Because, like I said, I'm a teacher too. But as for going ahead and get your accreditation to teach college was a different level. And I couldn't commit to it because I tried elementary, couldn't do it. I didn't last a month. I think I quit after a month. And my wife was like, "You quit a job?"
Oh, yes,
a good job.
Very different experience working with primary education.
Right. And so when you go to middle school, high school, well, I taught high school. I taught high school for a year, middle school 9 years. Now I have both now. Well, the Lord blessed me to teach online, everybody. And y'all just don't know how much weight that is off my shoulders from administration that does not care. But it's different. And my thing about college was, I did a few seminars and stuff. And college people are know-it-alls. So I know you run into a lot of, they already think they know it. They didn't read every pamphlet manual there is. Oh, well, you supposed to be such and 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 such. How you learn that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an adjunct professor, so
okay.
I mean, the full-time staff, a lot of that is based off of your credential and not necessarily your experience.
Right.
But, I mean, what I've noticed is a lot of the people with the credentials that don't have the experience don't really know.
Thank you.
I mean, they know how to do things, but they don't know how to do the things that actually people want to know.
Look, you know what? I that's funny because, like I said, I told my wife the same thing. She was like, I was like, yeah, okay. I said, yeah. I was like, yeah. People that teach. Well, why don't you just teach? I don't know. Like I said, it's I think kids, because see, like I said, you're molding when you're doing kids. Adults, you just what they say, dealing with them. You just because no matter what you teach them anyway, they're still gonna do.
Right.
They're still gonna. Well, they still know it all.
That's why I enjoy the private classes because they really appreciate the information you're giving them because they've struggled to try to get that information on their own.
Right.
And they know how hard it was to get to the point where they're at. And when you actually give them that information they've been looking for to make them sound like they want to sound, they really appreciate it.
That's what I'm talking about.
It feels good to be like, you know, that epiphany moment where they're like, oh, that's how you do it. You know? Yeah, but, like you said, just creating those situations where you can be around like-minded people that can appreciate that info.
Right. All right, so among the list of accomplishments, what's next for you?
Well, like I said, I'm still teaching. Like I said, in the daytime, I'm teaching at the after-school program in 3rd Ward.
Okay.
I'm also teaching at HCC, and I'm still producing, of course, Lady Bang. And, of course, projects that come my way right now. As a matter of fact, while we were talking, I just got a text from Manny Fresh.
Okay.
Who's asking me to do some more music for him because he got some projects coming on.
Man, that's what's up.
I can't really disclose exactly the nature of the projects, but I can tell you he's working with a local, very famous Houston artist who's making a lot of waves right now.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about.
And, I'm going to be doing that.
Okay, we got to call him. Oh, somebody was calling. Huh? Okay, I'm sorry. Tell Lady Bang. Lady Bang was calling in. Man, Lady Bang, call right back. I'm sorry. I'm talking to him and I'm looking and I have the sound actually shut down in my headphones because of the fact that I have to monitor so much stuff. So Lady Bang, please call right back. Did you tell her to call right back? Yeah, go ahead and tell her to call right back. Because I know she want to say something to Bass because I know that's your child. Look, I know that's your music child now. So we've had her. She's been here twice already, but she's always here. I'm gonna say she's always here. Okay, let's go ahead and take Lady Bang right quick. Hold on. Lady Bang, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
All right,
Lady
all right.
B.
Hey, I had to call in tonight just to give you guys a shout out for having one of the best producers on your show.
That's right.
Yes, this man is very humble, very gifted with his craft. Just to see him work is absolutely a blessing. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity to have met him and then to have worked with him. So, I just had to give you guys a shout out.
Appreciate it.
Lady
Congratulations on all the accomplishments that's going on now. You're getting nominated and everything for awards and all this stuff. Next you'll be in China and the UK and everything else.
Yes, sir. Yes. But I want to say thank you to your show too for spinning my records and just making me feel at home when I visit.
Of course,
anytime,
definitely anytime. You all right? Like I said, plus you give us first pick of the song, so we always get them first. So like I said, man, that's an honor too, just to go ahead and see you grow and like I said, when you perform on the BET Awards next year. And, they give you that big old check, and you, like, thinking about everybody and stuff. Be like, man, I'm going to pass by there and get a Jeep Wrangler And
this man is working for this Jeep.
My wife won't get it. Look, she won't get it. She said, "You ain't get no damn Jeep. You don't need a Jeep. You need a truck. I want a Jeep. You don't need no. You ain't no Jeep.
You need the Rolls Royce."
You know what? I'm not even that picky. You know, I'm not that picky. I don't even want nothing I don't want to. I've done the cars things, and I just don't care. You know. I want something simple. I want something that I can, or if you just want to pass out some land, you know, hey. Yeah, we good. We good. But yeah, you know, like I said, congratulations on, and like I said, I hope you win. When will we know the results?
I'm not sure. They're probably going to be announced at night.
Okay.
So, yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you for the good vibes.
And I voted for you, by the way, and I know Master C voted for you too.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I really do.
And we have something to tell you, but we'll tell you off air. We have something. We're not gonna say it on air. We'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with you. We got your number.
All right.
All right. Have a good afternoon. All right.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. All right. So, man. Okay. So I want you to tell everybody. Matter of fact, because this stuff is on our website. Because we didn't hold you here too long. We didn't hold him here almost an hour, guys. Well, it has been an hour because he was here earlier. I want you to give away. I want you to tell everybody all your information, how they can contact you, and don't be coming there with no little $15 and no $150 budget. Talking about, you know. was that Master Z?
Weak work ethic. Yeah, you got to come to work. I'm gonna put them to work. Yeah, so I can be booked for production, studio time, and mixing at www.missioncontrolstudio.com.
Okay.
Also, you can find me on Instagram. It's at BassHeavy, one word, all lowercase.
Okay.
Same at Twitter. Well, at Twitter it's at BassHev. But yeah, the best place to get at me is at my website. You can book a time slot on there, and my full schedule's on there, and you just go on there and pick what you want. It's like a nice little DoorDash menu for studio.
Okay.
And get on there, and then you'll be working with me.
Now tell me this. I mean, I don't know if the rates on there.
The rates are on the website.
Because somebody did ask me. Somebody was like, "Okay, well, how much? Well, how much is his rates?" I'm like, serious rates. That's all I can tell you. I'm like, go on the website and look, and then you'll see it and then tell me how serious you are. Yeah. Because I mean, like I said, because quality costs, and people don't get that. Everybody think that just because I can go to such and such and such and get it done over there. Their stuff sounds pretty good. Right. Okay, who have you heard?
And you're gonna spend money 5 times trying to get that one song where you can just spend it all once,
right? And get it remastered. I mean, so last question though. So tell me this: if they have poor production, will top of the line mastering help?
No. Mastering, no. Mastering is like salt and pepper.
Right.
If the food ain't cooked right, that ain't gonna help it.
Right. Just because it's clear don't mean it is good.
Yeah, you want to start from the beginning of your process.
Okay.
And have everything well thought out so that by the time you get to mastering, you don't have much work to do.
Right. Okay.
But a bad mix can't be mastered into perfection, and a bad production can't be mixed into, something good. It all has to work together.
Right.
You got to come to your music with a proper plan from the beginning so that your outcome will be great. And that's with any business.
Right. Yeah, no, that's 100% right. I mean, they can't come in there, well, I just want to do this. You want to do a full song but only got 2 verses. Mm-hmm. How you going to do a full song with
you got to think that's your baby.
Right.
That's 9 months of work right there. So you don't want to just have your baby come out any old kind of way and then be like, just put some deodorant on it. It'll be okay. No,
right.
No. The whole process has to be nurtured.
Right. All right. So, damn, I said that was the last question. I didn't get a chance to ask you this. Have anybody ever came in the studio and just, I want to hear some beats?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And I'm going to write to it. So do you feel like that's wasting your time, or do you, or is that just...
If they're paying for the time, I don't care.
Okay.
I prefer to work with artists where they're at, and I prefer to build music for their particular, style.
Right.
So, those prices on my site, it's mentioned as tailor-made production.
Right.
And for that, I mean, I produce in the traditional sense where when we come in the studio, there is no music.
Okay.
That's just your idea. I mean, Lady Bane's a perfect example. That woman, I mean, she gives me a lot of credit.
Right.
But, I mean, that woman came in there with those songs already written.
Right.
I just created music around her melodies and her ideas.
It sounds
And
excellent,
without a
too.
good artist, you don't have anything.
There you go. That's the main thing.
You know, so I mean, the producer is there to support the artist.
Right.
So you got to bring artistry to the table. If you're coming in there and you waiting on me to make you a star, you're not gonna be no star. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a dope ass ghostwriter. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or a songwriter altogether, which is fine. I mean, TLC, that's how they did it. They had songwriters.
Right.
You know, and they just performed the music, and that's fine. But
Milli Vanilli.
You know, but it takes a connection.
I mean, no, that was
well,
Milli
Milli Vanilli didn't do nothing. They
don't-
just put on some good clothes and some
They
hair
didn't write
weave.
the songs. They damn. But they could actually sing. They just didn't sound as good.
Yeah,
as
they didn't sing like the guy that recorded on the records.
Yeah,
though.
that's true. Yeah.
But you know, Lady Bain, like I said, she writes those songs and she has a good idea that inspires me.
Right.
To
Okay.
be able to put music that's great. You know,
That's
that's the formula I look to do with all artists. You know,
Right.
You come in the studio and you give me your vision of what it is you want to be, and then we work together to create that vision. Because that's the only way we're going to make something that never existed.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, now if you just want to hear a beat that I made that sound like the Baby, or a beat that I made that sound like Drake.
Right.
You're going to come out of there sounding like an imitation Drake or imitation the Baby, you know.
Right.
But in order for us to actually get your voice and your sound, you got to come in there with an open mind.
Right. Okay, man. And you heard it right there. I mean, point blank. If you're serious about your artistry, you got to come with it. I mean, but again, they must invest in themselves. If you don't feel that you can invest in yourself, then you're not serious about it. Am I lying?
No, sir.
All right. Man, so this has been the I'm So Houston show, man. My special guest, Bass Heavy, man. We'd love to have you back. Man, we're gonna crash his place. We're gonna do a live performance from his studio.
Hey,
Man,
as a matter of fact, we got some things to rap about, man.
Okay.
Because if this show can go on the road, we'd love to have you at the Lady Bain album release party.
Man, what you know what? See, yeah, we were just talking about that, and and I was wondering if you guys were gonna have one. We said the same thing.
We're looking at November.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So I tell you what, guys, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Until next time, next Thursday, it's going down. The Truth Hurts show. I'm So Houston show. But right after this show, guys, it's the Line Dancers mix. So get ready to clean up, do whatever you got to do, get your foot loose. You know what I'm saying? It's going down right here on the Line Dancers mix right here on KYOB Radio. This has been your man, Mr. Magnificent. It has been fun. It has been a pleasure having Bass Heavy here. Master C still in the building. He stayed in the building with us, for a while, and it's been fun. So we appreciate you for coming out, man. We, nothing but good things. Nothing but good things coming your way, man. I see it coming. Well, they already came your way. But nothing but, more good things coming your way, man. And everybody, you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and we're up out of here. Peace.